Josh Smith, Kendrick Perkins, jump center, and this is from the perimeter. Rebound, Josh Smith.
What you have is oftentimes both of these teams that wind up being perimeter jump shoot.
Here's Horford again. Won't take the shot from the outside. Josh Smith will, so the last two shots.
Doc is our leader on that team and did a tremendous job for us, point guard position. It was a little bit unusual when he first came in. When he was at Marquette, he was just a big, good guard. Very good guard. He came in and became a big all-star NBA guard.
Inside the pole, and the block is made. Good block by Smith, who is second in the NBA in block shots, and he completes it.
It is asking for a whole lot.
Celtics up by 13. And here is Josh Smith going strong to the hoop, blocked by Garnett. Inside is Horford. Crowd shouting defense. 13-point lead for the Celtics. And a wild shot from outside and a 48 bowl.
To see the luxury of having three great players like the Celtics do. Early on, as we see Garnett come over defensively, almost north of the field. Early on, we
black tonight.
You know, the Celtics have the best record in the NBA, and they did not have a player in the top 20 scorers in the league, sacrificing for one another.
Tied at 3 early on. Garnett is out to guard Smith, going to the hoop. Wild shot, take it green. And here's Bibby. And the pass into the crowd. Tough pass made by Smith. And the Celtics 5.5 to play in the first quarter. Allen defending against Williams. The 2-5s. Garnett against Smith. Allen tried to tie him up, and the shot clock.
Look at the team on the floor for Atlanta. They're just a very, very young basketball team. And there you see Smith lofting one up from out deep.
And Williams, this already in the first quarter, had 9 in game 1. Smith working his way in. Gets the offensive rebound and counters. Good hustle.
Josh Smith, the second leading shot blocker, shoots, misses, but goes right back after it again and gets the offensive rebound and then banks it in off the glass. More together. Bibby this time turns into the shooting guard. Get him off the ball, get him a wide open look at the basket.
Josh Smith nowhere to go with it. Was in the air. Whenever he handles the ball because his criticism of the crowd in game 1. Here is Josh Smith driving the baseline. Horford inside, blocked by Perkins and Garnett. Both were there.
Certain teams, you can get a good look on one pass or no passes. But if you don't understand what this Celtic defense is about, you're never going to solve the puzzle.
Josh Smith going in, and Garnett makes him four. Perkins with 8 points and 9 rebounds. Not much of an offensive factor in game number 1, but he certainly is tonight. And then Smith throwing the ball into it.
And there's a lot of length to their arms. You're talking about Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Rondo. It's tough to get open passing lanes.
Celtics
spent the summer making at least 250 jump shots, understanding he would be the guy that the concession was made. It's just too good a look to pass up.
Johnson trying to create a little space with Pierce. Josh Smith for 3. Now down to 3. Smith. And it must have grazed the rim.
Look and the slowdown, and they absolutely see the trajectory of the ball changes, so it obviously hit the rim.
Johnson as 2 Celtics collide. Glenn Davis even knocking down his own foot up and under. Josh Smith was in his way. Smith on Garnett. And it's going to be a jump ball as Garnett got his hand in there.
He holds you accountable individually and collectively for what they do on the defensive end of the floor. He was the first one to talk about it after the acquisition of he and Ray Allen. And look at how it has translated. His attention to detail. The 2 guys on the Celtics who are mostly round of the playoffs.
Boston on a 7-0 run, Doris. They are back within 2. Smith measuring Garnett. Knocks down for Ray Allen. Childress handling that. Smith is wide open. Short Johnson right into the double team. Smith for 3.
One of the 3 big-name players that you have to run special stuff for to get him open. He's not a one-on-one creator.
Garnett on the steal, goes in with the basket.
I don't know if people really understand how tough a shot that was he just made because the defender actually got his hand on the ball.
Josh Smith trying to get a foul wildly.
The 3-pointer, so he went into the lane for offensive rebounding position, then Pierce drove it and the ball was there.
And there's the first basket, Josh Smith.
I like to say a little something about the teams, but I don't know who games to be determined. I don't know anything about those 2.
It's an unidentified team.
I got you.
according to Doc Rivers, not getting back defensively in Game 3. Johnson in the crowd, and Josh Smith hitting. Nearly 2 minutes to go in the first.
And my point was that Boston is a jump shooting team. When you shoot jumpers, you don't get to the line.
And the foul, and one for Josh Smith.
He came out, couldn't get settled in, but he shows the ball first with a jumper from the outside, just behind the foul line, and then he gives you a little bit of his inside game. Show it, get him up, and be able to convert and take the foul.
And at the same time, that is the second foul against Garnett, who leaves the game by as many as 9. We have under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Bibby loops it in, but too short, and Garnett picks it off. Pierce has it knocked away by Josh Smith. Good defensive play by Smith. Going in against Garnett and scores.
As a guy who likes to go to the offensive boards, Bibby stayed with him, picked up the defensive rebound.
And Smith missing the 3. So on February the 16th, missed the first 36 games of the year with the Kings. And Smith throws it away. 53 Boston. How do the Hawks respond here to the Celtic third quarter run?
Well, Atlanta's going to learn for the young team as we see Smith miss.
Doubling Joe Johnson. Josh Smith double teaming. And a left-handed hook when the Hawks and Celtics dueled and you and Larry went out.
You know what? It was just it came down to not wanting to lose. You had two guys who matched each other.
Well, this Hawks backcourt has really quieted down. 31 points in the first half, only 2 in the 7-point lead, and it's down to 5.
To fade or don't allow him to curl.
6-point game. Smith challenging Garnett, lost his dribble, and lost the time as well. Smith gets the rebound. Josh Smith going up and foul. Garnett with the personal against Pierce. Loses the ball. Knocked away. And 2 on the shot clock. Here is Josh Smith. And the shot clock.
And the youngsters on the floor right now for Atlanta. Can Atlanta execute down the stretch?
And here is Josh Smith. Joe Johnson with a Herculean effort, 35 points, 20 in the fourth quarter in game number 4. And Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, the big 3 for the Celtics, finding themselves in an unusual 2-2 matchup against the Hawks. Set to go. Celtics moving the ball well. 4 assists so far. And here is Josh Smith. Garnett giving him the shot and the rebound. Once again, Mike Woodson will use a minimal bench, maybe 7 people, and the Hawks turn it over. Has 15 himself. 8 on the shot clock. Under 4 minutes to play in the first. And Josh Smith with a 3-point miss. Childress. Johnson with the ball. Inside to Smith. And a block made there. Garnett.
City was alive, just like the building was the other night for game number 4 in Atlanta.
Josh Smith in and out. And the points. So Ray Allen, who was effective and stepping on the line and turning it over, is Josh Smith.
Trying to keep their season alive. It's game 6 against the Celtics to win, and they get a game 7 in Boston on Sunday. A first-round series that a lot of people did not expect to have this result. You know, Jeff, they want the Celtics, they want to clinch tonight. They don't want to have a game 7. What's the key for them to get a victory?
The key that they have to do is pack their defense on the road and play the same defense they did in Boston here in Atlanta. They're holding Atlanta to 81 points at home, 99 on the road. That's not good enough. They got to bring their defensive game tonight.
Their first 2 games here, Doc said, the players believe that, and that's great by me. They can think of that, and I'll just get out of the way.
Offensive foul. Kevin Garnett didn't get out of the way of it, and he draws the charge as Josh Smith picks up his first.
6 points a game in this series. Houston's going to have to make threes. McGrady's going to have to be special, and they're going to have to defend.
Once again, Ray Allen found Carmen Perkins underneath. There's Smith. That's the Smith. Not much you can do there. Smith caught the 10 moves that Garnett gave him in a big-time finish.
Move, no double team coming.
Smith misses. Place in the NBA to win this year. NBA playoffs first round on ESPN tonight. Shot gets the bounce. There's Josh Smith to the basket. And Pachulia couldn't handle a pass. So excited and such a huge Hawks fan, obviously.
See, Coach would know. I can't relate to that because my mom is so quiet at the ball game.
As Smith misses the dunk, he thought he was fouled. Smith draws the foul. Smart play. The last time they advanced to the second round, back in 2002, Smith way off the mark. Bad play from Rondo. Good defense from the Hawks. Here comes Smith. Smith to the basket, blocked by Garnett. Thrown out of bounds for his third rejection of the game. To Smith non-stop.
How about KG? Smith blocks his shot, says, I can do the same thing. I have hops. Get it out of here. I'm the defensive player of the year.
Joe Johnson was telling us, Garnett, he talks to the opponents. Johnson with 6 on the shot clock. Bibby back to Johnson. Posey right on him. Johnson the fake. That's a 3. Bang! Shot. Again, Hawks do not have a foul to give. Allen for 3. Won't go. Johnson the rebound, and they have to foul. Celtics need a 3. Final seconds. Rondo coming up. Doesn't look like they're going to foul. 1 second to go. Rondo puts it up. It's over. And a Game 7 is coming up Sunday in Boston.
Factor in this game. Doc Rivers wants his defense to focus as much energy on Williams as they do on Joe Johnson. He said his players might not have given him the attention he deserves. He'll get that attention today, Mike.
I'm sure not. Ray Allen missed one. Now he made one. Al Horford missed down at the other end. Atlanta's got to figure out how they can score.
Smith was double teamed. Ball stripped. Good help defense. Here's Smith racing down the floor. Bank shot won't go, but the follow from Josh Childress and Jaja Pachulia comes in. Pachulia gets the heavy booze because of his confrontation in Game 4 with Garnett. Smith to the basket. Again, good drive. But these fans have seen all season and certainly saw in the 3 games in this series at home. Smith to the basket. Can't finish. All Boston thus far.
See, that's excellent defense by Sam Cassell. Knowing that Law is a driver more than a shooter, contain the dribble, and
Smith able to come up with it. Smith even struggling with his dribbling right now. Bibby hearing the boos before the series. He said the Celtic fans were bandwagon fans. So
Executing. He thought the defense was decent in the first half. 44 points was acceptable to him. As you said, he wants to get back to the foul line to slow this thing down.
One of the reasons why they got Hawks fever back in Atlanta. Right now, the Hawks in big trouble. Smith again with the miss in Atlanta. Rondo on a nice release. Oh, hard foul! A flagrant foul. He might be thrown out for that.
I'm telling him that. This is not intense basketball. This is not Game 7. He deserves to be thrown out. That's not a play on the basketball. That's a dirty play by Marvin Williams.
And it's out of character for Marvin Williams. But that doesn't prevent them from throwing him out, rightfully so. Till now has been terrific. He's always been very confident. And obviously he still has a lot of improvement to do. But you got pass inside. Smith finally gets one to go. Smith was 1 for 8 before that shot.
fine, and that's just not good enough. Atlanta had to play from ahead.
They never had any lead after this first quarter in any of the games here in Boston. A blowout victory in Game 7, and the Celtics now move on to face the Cavaliers in round 2. Second round, Herb Brown, Larry Brown's brother, congratulating Ray Allen as we go to Michelle.
Thanks very much, guys. Kevin, it took a while, 7 games, but finally got it done. And this was like a statement game. What kind of a statement were you guys trying to make today?
We're at home. This is how we play at home. Atlanta wanted it. They took us to 7 games. This is what you get. Played hard. We came out. I told you, when we're consistent with that defense, it's hard to win here.
Now, can you take that defense into the next round and apply it on the road? That was the question in this series.
I mean, that's the biggest question mark right now. We're solid at home. Now, like you said, we got to learn to win on the road. We're going to enjoy this and get ready for Cleveland.
You enjoyed watching even some of the role players come in and do what they did in the fourth quarter. You were standing up cheering. What was that like for you, to be able to sit in the fourth quarter and watch some of your teammates finish this thing off?
Hey, man, this is not about, 1 or 2 guys, 3 or 4 guys. It's a team effort, man. It was good to see those guys get an opportunity to play, man. Baby, the young boys out there having fun. That's what it's about.
Congratulations.
Hi, Mom. Peanut.
Back to you.
All right, Michelle, a message for Celtic opponents. It's hard to win here as the Celtics dominate. That's the final score. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Coming up next on ABC, more